Are you a money launderer? Because I've never seen money move around so much in my life. Investors can't make up their minds. They're moving it to the stock market, to the crypto market, to SPACs, to memes. Pick something. What are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. So today I have 4 stocks that I'm going to talk about that I think are going to propel to new dimensions. It's probably going to go interstellar into that little library box thing the dude was floating around in. It's probably going to go somewhere in there. So yeah, I'm talking about these 4 stocks, and each stock is in a different sector. We got 4 sectors because I'm noticing a trend in these markets right now, and I think something's magical starting to happen. The way the markets are moving right now, we could follow it. There's a trend happening. Now, the trick is to get ahead of the curve, ahead of the trend, and get into that sector before it lifts off, before everyone pushes into this new area and it goes. So far, like I said, we've had the SPACs. Before that, we had the restaurants. We had the airlines before that. We had crypto that just sold off like crazy. Now, everything is a mix. No one knows where to put their money. Nothing is safe. I have my theories on which sectors I think are going to explode. And by watching this video, we could potentially get into one of these sectors before everyone floods in and pushes it to a new high. So that's what I'm talking about today. We're going to try and do a little bit of a deep dive in a short video to find out what's going on. Before I get into that, we have a new contest that's starting. Every month, I run a contest in my Discord. My Discord's free. If you didn't know, jump in, links in the description. You could join the Retire Young Discord and chat with other Retire Young members. But I run a Discord as well every month. And I wanted to talk about the winner because he picked a stock that ran, I think it was up 100% at one point. But it ended. Let's pull it up here. So here's the winners from the contest. We had Android 55 or 4Android 55, however you want to pronounce it, up 20% at the end of the month. Like I said, I think it was up 100% at one point. Doge was a crazy runner. He killed it in this contest. This was the Moon contest. The contest before that was the Deep Dive contest. And I have a new contest that will be starting, and I'm announcing the details very soon. So if you want to get into that, I suggest you check out the link in the description, get in the Discord, and you can learn more about how to get into the contest. But I give away prizes and such. So I want to give a shout out to him because he picked Doge, and Doge is a beast. Doge did very well. Even though it pulled all the way back down, it was up enough to capitalize 20% gains. Being in these contests, it makes you be competitive and pushes you to pick a really good company to invest in or just put into the contest. And not only can you get prizes, you could also capitalize on those gains if you're actually investing in that. Or if you're watching someone that has won previous contest, you could see what they pick for the next contest. If they keep picking winners, you might actually want to invest in one of their picks. So right now, for the month of May, the MVP is Android 55. And there's actually a clue on the desk. If you're good enough at doing deep dives and you know my channel, you might be able to figure out the name of the next contest. If you could figure out the name of the next contest, you're not already in my group, you post it below, I might bring you in for free. So the first sector I want to pay attention to, I think this sector has great potential to have this parabolic move. Everyone push and flood into this sector is the space sector. And the stock I'm talking about is Virgin Galactic. SPCE is the ticker. It's looking good. So let's dig into this stock and pull it up here. So I was actually calling this one out down here. It did its run, and now it's lingering around here because they had a positive test flight. It went flawless. They're trying to send people into space for commercial flights. If you want, you could buy a ticket. They're like $250,000, but you get to go to space. Whenever will you get to go to space? When? You can't. Until Elon does something. But that's what Virgin Galactic is doing, and that's the reason why the big pop. And this was kind of an easy prediction, and this is something you would have went very heavy into because it was kind of like an obvious play. Down here we have this long-term buying zone that I wrote over here, all in here. Anytime it comes down to here, we get a nice run out of this box. Every single time it touches this green box, it runs out of it. So I saw that over here, and I said, oh, that's easy. That's an easy trade if it does it again, which most likely it will because I knew they had a test flight coming up, and it went flawless. Whoop, ran up. If you had calls, you did very well. If you had shares, you did very well as well. There's already plenty of interest on this, so people are very familiar with Virgin Galactic. So if we do get a space parabolic move, everyone floods into here. This thing can literally fly off this chart. It could go past 60 in the blink of an eye. We just have to figure out which sector is going to be the next hot sector, especially with Elon tweeting every 30 minutes like he's Trumpy Trump about Dogecoin going to the moon. Who could capitalize the most gains? Who could get to the moon first? So the next sector that I think is runner-up number 2, just as likely but not as likely as space. I think space is number 1 and SPC is going to get the most of those gains. The next one is Fisker Whisker. EV Gouda Gouda is still tapping on Fisker's shoulder saying, listen, hon, what are we doing? We need to get these EV cars rolling out onto the street. We got Papa Musk doing all these crazy things. There's a chip shortage. People don't know if we're real or fake. We're showing the Pope pictures of the Pope Mobile. What are you doing? Just make an EV car for the street. People want to buy it. So Fisker Whisker just got back over support, which is right here. Doop, doop, doop. It just came above it. Anytime it comes back above support, green flag. So down here it dipped below, came above, fake out, came back down, went right back above all the way up. So those that cut losses here, they should have bought back in when it went back over, but some people get emotionally attached to say, I'm not buying back in that. Screw me once, it's going to screw me again. Oh my God, I was wrong. And it runs up 300%. Don't let that happen here. So came down, fell below. I'm out. I'm not getting back in. Comes back over the line. Buy right back in. It doesn't hurt. You cut your losses over here. You'll lose, 2% or whatever. You're about to make 30%, 20%. Broke back above. I think this is a nice buying zone as long as it holds above this line, which is at 12.10. So I say if it falls below 12, I personally would be exiting, getting out of this trade, taking a loss until it gets back over the line. Eventually, it's going to lift off. EV is my second pick. I think the EV sector could be next. See what ByteDance does. If he says, listen, we need to get EVs moving. You're talking about electric vehicles, right? What? The third sector that I think can capitalize on these moves, if we do get a push, it's either going to be space, EV, or chips. Not Lay's or Fritos, computer chips. NVIDIA, I think, can capitalize on this move. People know NVIDIA. We know NVIDIA is the god of chips. They could push very high, I think over 700 if we do get a rally on NVIDIA. But NVIDIA is really big. That's why I'm putting them number 3 on the list as this sector. There's plenty of chip companies out there that can make the move. And NVIDIA is the most popular. They're the best, obviously. So I don't think this one will be as exciting if people move the chips. And the final sector, which is the least likely in my opinion, because it's kind of boring right now, but I think it could easily capture the attention of retail and insiders, hedge funds, institutions, all the good whales, would be cruises. The cruise line industry, RCL, CCL, Norwegian, I think all of these guys can really capitalize on a big shift back into cruises because cruises were so hot at the beginning of the pandemic. These were one of the first ones to really start to make the move up as the market changed directions after that sell-off. Royal Caribbean, Royal Caribbean is a great cruise line. You ever been on this thing? They give you lobster and ribeyes and all these good sauces. All right, never mind. I'm getting lost here. I'm hungry. So even without that parabolic move, I still think RCL is actually going to have a really good move because they've been consolidating in here. Eventually, they're going to break out of 100 and push back to the 110, 120 range, consolidate there. So RCL, I think, is a good trade even without this big shift happening into this sector. That is it. That's the 4 sectors. I didn't want to make this too long, but interesting to watch to see where the money shifts next because I feel like every month it's something different. Put in the comments below what sector you think this money is going to flow into next. Where are the next meme stocks? What's going to be the next big pump? So that is it for today's video. Again, if you want to join my Discord, if you want to retire young, join the Discord. If you don't want to retire young, probably don't join it because that's what we talk about. Ways and tricks and methods on how to retire young. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel. And don't forget, by hitting that button, it's going to get you a little bit closer to retiring young.